My guy, go and work. Stop being a broke ass nigga. Go and work to pay for your bills. And you are trying for a fourth freaking child.
I think marriage, you have to marry somebody that you know that in a long term, if the love dies out, you're still willing to stay with that person, you're still willing to build up that friendship.
I'd never choose my husband again. I'd rather be single forever.
He's evil. To start, he's evil. He shouldn't feel like shit. He is shit. His literal definition of shit.
There's a special level of hell for people like you. Hell doesn't even want him. He deserves the void of eternal nothingness. Welcome back to another episode on Truths and Takespodcast. I have a very special guest with me today in the studio. And if you see that we look alike, it's probably because we are siblings. But I'm not going to let you know if she's the last born or first born. Hint, last born. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Harmony, and like she said, I'm the last born. So I'm grateful to be.
I hinted last born. I did not say last born.
So I'm grateful to be on this wonderful podcast that my sister hosts.
Yes. So she's proud to have a sister who actually hosts the podcast.
If you have not seen me before, it's because I'm usually behind the camera.
Yes, she actually helps me. So when they say I helped her from nothing to something, just know this might have helped me from something, nothing to something. Although the nothing to something was minimal. But anyways, I'll let her take credit for what she feels she did. Okay? Let's get right into our very first story of the day. And Harmony, please feel free to discuss with me. Despite the fact that I'm your older sister, it does not mean I cannot hear your shenanigans that you've done throughout this life.
Yeah.
But know that your family will also hear the things you've done throughout this life. Okay. So let's get right into today's story. I work in NYC for a financial firm. My colleague is a Muslim woman who works in the same department. It all started about a year ago. She joined our firm as a financial analyst. She's Asian. Also, it was her first time working in NYC. I initially had no feelings for her. For most part, she and I would talk regarding work, chat for a bit, small talk, and would talk regarding work and get about our day. 2 months after she joined, our team came to know about her birthday, which is how I know her age. And we all celebrated it in a cafe. It was her birthday that I realized that I am falling for her. She is genuinely the most calmest and innocent person I've ever come across. Her birthday speech made me realize that people have so many struggles and yet overcome those to be able to make a name for themselves. Anyways, the next day she brought us all some Asian food she cooked as a gratitude. It was a food for like 10 to 15 people, and I couldn't fathom she cooked for those many people. I asked her how she managed to cook for such a large group, which is when she said her husband helped her. Never in life was I as heartbroken as I was that day. I don't know why I couldn't control my anger and tears. Just abruptly left the conversation and went back to my desk. I started digging into her personal life, got to know about her husband, who also works in another financial firm. I had a friend working in the same company as her husband. Day by day, I went miserable. I didn't know what to do. So I made up a story about her having an affair with me so the husband would leave her. I asked my friend to say this. My friend had no idea I was lying. He thought I was speaking the truth. My friend told her husband about our affair. Obviously, he flipped. Next day, she came to work calmly again. She walked up to my desk. I was shooting bricks, by the way. She said someone is badmouthing us, asked me to be careful, and apologized for my name being dragged with her. I literally felt like a shit person. She didn't even for a second think that I was behind all this. I controlled my feelings for her. I kept seeing every single day, but I felt like shit for doing that to her. After about 8 months, she invited us all for dinner at a restaurant. She was moving to Big Four. One of my coworkers asked why her husband wasn't present. She said they have been separated for 6 months. There was so much sadness in that answer, but she just handled it and enjoyed the dinner with us. Later, her best friend at work told me up upon asking 1,000 times that her husband left her after knowing about some affair she had. I felt like shit, and you all can abuse me, but I want to genuinely help and make things right. I don't know where to start or what to do, but I love her. I know this for sure. A part of me wants her divorce to happen so I can propose her and marry her. But also, I have never felt this miserable about myself. I don't know what was I hoping to achieve by all this, but I feel miserable. Should I tell her the truth?
Well, he's evil. To start, he's evil. He shouldn't feel like shit. He is shit. His literal definition of shit. And he cannot start a relationship with her knowing that he caused her marriage to fail.
And has that kind of baggage.
He lied, spread the rumor, and then he's still keeping it away from her.
And he got his friend involved. His friend has no idea that it was really a lie. And the friend now went ahead and told the husband.
My dear. And he's asking us what he should do. He knows what should do. He knows. He's just looking for somebody that will maybe tell him that, oh, don't feel so bad. He should feel bad. He should feel useless.
He should feel miserable. He should quit his job.
No, quitting his job is too calm. They should fire him. He should be homeless.
I think because the woman is actually very calm about it. If not, if she were to investigate, she would actually find out that it's from him.
I pray he ends up single with no children.
Even if he marries someone else, he has to let his wife know that this is how psychotic he is.
And he needs to go to therapy. He's evil. Men are evil. Men are evil. The day you trust men is the day you... Oh my God, no. So don't ever trust me. As you can see, it never on her cheek.
But I feel like
he ruined her life.
It was too easy for the husband to leave her because you don't have any proof. You asked your wife, she said no. There's no proof, no nothing. And then you just left your wife like that. Come on.
Yes, I believe that the husband overreacted. If you are creating a relationship, I think trust should be part of it.
Yes.
I don't think he trusted her enough
to stay in that relationship and try and
he
find
didn't even
out.
Confront the guy because I'm sure the friend told him it's the guy.
The co-worker,
and he didn't confront the co-worker. He just believed. So it's like the husband was looking for a way to divorce before. So I pray she ends up doing well without any of those two evil men.
I pray she actually sees his post and realizes that he's the one that actually caused her marriage to fail.
And I want her to show her husband the post and then not get back together with him.
No, she should work on him.
I don't know. If you're willing to divorce me by a rumor, it didn't catch me.
Maybe it was eating him up. Like, I think they stayed 2 more months before actually separating. Well, but they've not yet divorced. They are just separated.
If you not catch me cheating, then I did not cheat. Innocent until proven guilty. That's the law.
Then that means all those people that are cheating would get away with it because they were not caught.
How would the partners know? Obviously, there will be evidence. There's no evidence, just the rumor. It was a relationship, I understand, but this is a marriage. Mm-hmm. So you can't just give up on your marriage that quick because of a rumor. Even if it was eating you up.
And OP should actually look deep within yourself. It's no longer love. It's obsession because you are still thinking about proposing to this woman immediately her marriage ends. So if you get married to her, it just justifies the husband's reason for leaving because she will end up getting married to you. Look within yourself and leave the woman alone and tell her the truth.
You're not good enough for her too.
You're never good enough for someone like that. Oh my God. Someone in the comments said, there's a special level of hell for people like you. Hell doesn't even want him. He deserves the void of eternal nothingness.
It's a purgatory.
Oh my God. That was hard. But it's like when you get to do something as mean as this, when you get to mess with someone's life like this, I don't think you deserve good things to happen to you. And I actually don't believe in karma because people say karma is real, but I don't think karma is real because there are a lot of people that have done a lot of things to me and are thriving. So if you want to tell me karma will happen to their children or their generation, I don't want karma to happen to their generation. I want karma to happen to them so I can smile and see what is happening to them and why they are suffering. So I don't believe karma is real. I believe you have to take things into your own hands if you want to see someone suffer. But I'm not saying I'm not as crazy as this man the way he's sounding. I'm just saying, people like this deserve absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay, let's move on to our next story. The next story says, am I the asshole for telling friend she's selfish for going on a trip and concerts instead of helping financially?
I didn't even need to get the rest of the story. She is the asshole.
Because why do I need to help you
I
financially and
swear.
not think about myself? Okay, I 27 female. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3. I have a friend, Kayla, 27 female, whom I met in college. I got pregnant in my last year and considered dropping out, but I pushed through and she helped me with a lot of coursework. After we graduated, she continued with her master's and now has an excellent job. I'm not sure what exactly she's doing, but it sounds important. And she has amazing salary. Her boyfriend Tristan, male 30, works with her and they have no kid, meaning no 2 incomes but no responsibility beyond basic bills. My husband and I have been struggling financially for a while now. Having 3 kids in this economy isn't easy. Kayla have known about my issues and she loaned me money occasionally to help pay my credit cards. She's been very patient with me laying it back. The other day, she's been telling me how she has her summer planned. She's going to some concerts and then she's going traveling abroad because her work allows her a lot of annual leave. I got sad and asked how much it's going to cost. I wish I could do something similar. And she changed the topic, not wanting to answer questions about money. She's done that before. She told me she hates talking about finances with friends. It makes her uncomfortable. But I pushed and she eventually told me. It was a lot of money. I admit, I got very jealous and called her selfish to spend so much on silly little trips when she could have helped me pay my mortgage. She wasn't happy and told me that she already helped me a lot and she can do with her money what she wants, and told me that I should consider finding a job and stop trying for another kid. I told her that how many kids I have is none of her business, but as a friend, she should be supportive. She left and hasn't been picking up my phones since. My husband agrees with me that she's selfish and should have helped us, but my sister told me I'm in the wrong. And I'm wondering, was I really the asshole for telling her she's selfish for paying for trips instead of helping me financially?
Broke people should never laugh. If you are broke, don't have children. Don't have 1, don't have 2, don't have 3. Actions have consequences. You cannot be poor and you're having suffer,
And she's thinking about 4.
suffer, and you're very ungrateful. Somebody
Very.
helped you. You're poor. Don't forget that. That is very important. You're poor. Somebody helped your life, helped your career. Your friend, but she not ask for anything in return. And you're expecting her to use her hard-earned money because she not get pregnant in college, unlike you.
Take her vacation days. She should forget about her vacation, her trip, something for finally for herself because she has worked so hard for it. Because I don't have responsibility, meaning I should take on responsibility of your entire family. Come on. And then her husband is siding her that the friend is actually selfish. My guy, go and work. Stop being a broke ass nigga. Go and work to pay for your bills. And you are trying for a 4th freaking child when you said clearly in this economy, taking care of children or your expenses are too much. Omo, I still have mind for your 4th child. If you're looking for a sugar mommy or sugar friend, you've met the wrong one. Or at least she helped her for a while.
Mind, yeah. If you are if you are rich, don't surround yourself with broke people unless they are your last bonds. They are your mother's children, that are especially the last bond. Don't surround yourself with broke people. They are entitled.
Even
except
those
some of
last
us.
bonds should get their own money and stop feeling entitled to their siblings' money. Because I don't know why last ones are. If it was the last one doing this to their elders, you would say it's reasonable, right?
The entitlement is there, but like you understand, it's the last born. Especially if it's a young child and her mid to early 20s. You understand? So that's just
I mean, I try not to understand this situation about last one. I don't know why she's changing the conversation to last one situation. But for this friend, the friend is very wrong, very selfish, very
And
entitled.
entitled,
And I feel
yes.
like this her friend should really cut her off, yes, because I've been helping you a lot with money, loaning you money, not saying anything, and you feel like you have the right, you're entitled to my own finances.
Because I don't have children.
Exactly. It was my choice. It was your choice to have children. So why are you making that choice to have children when you cannot take care of them and you're trying to add a fourth child onto it? And now you're telling me it's none of my business how many children you decide to have. What is your business? My money. As in, be careful the type of friends you have. Some are actually not friends. Some actually plan to harm you. So I think our choices of friends really matter. I think I had a friend when I was in university. I really thought we were like really close. So I actually got suspended from school because of this particular friend. I took the fall for the friend and I got suspended. And while I was out of school trying to sort a way back into school, she was saying so many bad things about me, telling people a lot of things about me that I was shocked that actually, because when I was hearing it while I was at home, I was like, no, it's not from her. She's not saying these things. But how did these people hear these things about me? But when I actually got back into school, I found out that she actually did those things, said those things, and was actually the level of bad mouthing she did when I was away was actually very crazy. I decided to stop talking to her. I think I hated her for a while and it was heavy on my heart until I decided to finally let it go and I found peace. And I was like, she does not even need to apologize to me. I'm over that.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and reevaluate your friendships. Don't be a fool.
Don't say because
Even if it's a
poor,
man
you want to
said,
help.
don't be a fool.
I don't know what man has done to you. Big man, oh. There's a comment that says, this is so much, you are the asshole. Is this even real? You don't expect a friend to help you with money she fairly earned because you decided to have a bunch of kids and also decided not to have a job yourself. If she was going to help someone struggling financially, wouldn't she pick someone who had accidentally fallen on hard times instead of you? It's not selfish to spend money you earn on yourself instead of jealous friends. Period.
Period, sir.
Period. Pick your friends wisely. Okay? So our next story. I think I'll read a story from my laptop. So let's get right into this one, okay? So this one says, I'd never choose my husband again. I'd rather be single forever. That's harsh. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't choose my husband. We've been together for 10 years, and throughout those 10 years, we've had our ups and downs, facing many challenges and joys. However, lately, as our 10th year is celebrated, I feel nothing but anger with myself for marrying him. I was so desperate to be loved that I just accepted whatever was given to me. 10 years later, I'm not desperate anymore, just miserable. My husband has this habit in which he has to talk himself through everything. I wasn't always like this. It's something that recently started. I'll be busy trying to get my business up and running. I also work 45 hours a week, and he's just talking to me about absolutely nothing. I'll try and talk to him about world problems or politics, and he's so indifferent about it. It pisses me off. I can't and don't want to have a conversation with him because I feel like there is no depth to it. I don't like him as a person. I don't like him as a lover. I don't like him touching me. I don't like anything about him. I don't think this is a passing phase. I just want him to leave me alone. I hate the person I've become and I feel sorry that I've done this to him. Moral of the story, I will scream at the top of my lungs for people not to settle.
Wow, the poor husband. This is what happens when you follow the married person that love you and not person you love. Now she has married person that love her, but she doesn't love the person, and it's now affecting her marriage.
I think she was trying to say that the guy does not really have he does not have actual deep conversations with her. So she can be talking to him about politics, about her business, and he would just be indifferent, like,
I think
that's fine.
it's something she would have noticed from the start.
Yeah, but like you
10
said,
years
she had
later.
to, like she said, she is like she settled for this man.
She didn't love herself. She wanted to be loved. She didn't
She
love
wanted
herself.
to be loved, yeah. So she
She didn't
settled
love
for him.
herself. So now her husband is suffering for it. I pray like he actually get divorced amicably. Like they should just separate for peace of mind. So that one person will not kill another person. Also,
I feel like she
burning
will be the one to
hatred.
kill him.
Yes.
So there's an update. I wasn't expecting this much constructive feedback. LOL. To answer some questions I've seen, yes, I'm very much going into menopause on top of going through a medical traumatic experience in November and December. Yes, I've talked to him. We've just grown apart and it feels like a friendship so more than anything else. We're staying together because neither of us can afford to not be together. Just wanted to note that he's not a bad guy at all. We've literally just grown in separate directions. If we weren't on such a financial tightrope right now, I'd want him to leave and find someone who truly appreciates him because it's not me. And I feel guilty for that, but I just want to be left alone. Maybe I'm going through depression, I really don't know. I feel like I settled for him because while he's a great guy, we don't speak the same language of love or needs. I need my space, I need my quiet. There was a time I was bubbly and cuddly, and he stopped doing that, and it annoys me now when he wants to. After I spent years of trying to get back to that place.
Well, I try to understand how menopause is like takes a
Takes you
great toll on your
hormonal.
hormonal and physical health, and feeling alone in that time obviously will make you resentful. Well, I think one thing I've noticed is that she expects love, like marriage should be full of love. I think marriage, you have to marry somebody that you know that in a long term, if the love dies out, you're still willing to stay with that person, you're still willing to build up that friendship. Because every day of marriage, I don't think will be filled with love. I love you, cuddly
Yeah.
and cuddly.
Imagine
So
spending 20 years, 30 years with one person.
yes, it's not going, every day is not going to be filled with love. So you can see, don't settle so you
But
know.
I don't feel like she actually settled. From the way she said it, they had that love. I think everything just died down. I think maybe they left the honeymoon phase and entered the actual marriage phase. And that's why they did not really, that spark was not there anymore. She kind of felt indifferent about him and she was the cuddly type. Maybe he stopped cuddling and she tried to get back to that place but just couldn't. See, when your partner has to do something that you like and you have to make him like tell him, okay, this is what I like. This is my love language. I like touch. I like gifts. That's my type of love language. And you have to force your partner to actually do that. And when they enter marriage, they feel too comfortable to actually want to keep on doing that. Like I see some couples that at the age of 60, the guy still plans date nights like every once in a week for his wife, buys her dress, buys her flower, and they still go out. So I think all those, your marriage just needs that consistent spark because once you feel too comfortable in your relationship or marriage and you feel like you don't need to work as hard as you were working during the relationship, then I feel like that's where everything just starts to crumble.
I think they should sit down and talk about it.
They've actually had that conversation, but now they are not financially stable enough to go their separate ways. So now they are aware that they've grown apart. They don't need to be together, but they are just together because they cannot afford to be apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually sadder to know that you just have to stay with this person because you cannot afford to be separate. That's crazy.
At least she's not as entitled as the previous woman.
The previous story, the woman and her husband have too much. They are too entitled to even talk about. So comments. I'm going to get destroyed for this, but do you have any life changes that will be affecting your hormones? Obviously, this person is not ready for story to know she's on menopause. For both men and women, when our hormones go through drastic shifts, it can change how we feel about our partners in big ways. Things like getting on or off birth control, large weight loss, change to diets, perimenopause, hormone replacement therapy, etc. Also, infidelity or even just having a crush on someone new. If you are going through any of those, it could explain why things that you liked bother you and things you were indifferent to make you want to claw his eyes out. Second comment, look, I've been divorced and also remarried for a long time. I understand how it feels to realize you probably shouldn't have gone on a second date with your ex. But just because you spent 10 years this way is no reason to spend an 11th year this way. Plus, have you told him how you feel? Why would he want to be with you if this is how you feel? He could probably find a better thing to do with his time too. Sometimes it's best to just rip the band-aid and move on with life. It sounds easier than said than done. Because to leave somebody of 10 years, you've been with for 10 years, probably dated for like 3 years, it's really difficult.
Yeah,
But if you're
actually.
miserable, you have to think about your peace first. That's it. I think what we just learned from like the stories we read today is be conscious of the people around you, the people you choose, right?
Yeah.
So you need to actually be able to fill up your space with people that you are confident you can go 10 years, 20 years with, friends, family, relationships. You need to actually be very cautious of those people that you actually choose to be at your corner, right?
Even your workplace too.
Yes, you have to choose your friends at your workplace correctly.
And I've not worked before.
Uh,
Unemployed.
and she's trying to, that's why she's emphasizing the fact that she has to be taken care of as the last born. Anyways, let's not get into family drama with you guys, okay? You have to look forward to new episodes with us. You have to watch episodes and you have to go back and leave your comments on previous episodes just because, okay? Anyways, guys, do have a lovely weekend and tell your friends to tell your friends and share this
Thank you
podcast.
for watching us.
Bye, guys.